In today's video, I'm going to show you how to clean shoeboxes and monotubs, something I have to do all the time after harvesting cordyceps. It can be a tedious job, especially since cordyceps substrate is incredibly sticky, but I've got a secret tool that makes the whole process funner and way easier. Before we start, if you're learning how to grow mushrooms at home, check out the Sterile Technique handbook. It covers everything you need to know to go from growing contamination to consistently harvesting mushrooms at home. Alright, so here we've got a bunch of shoe boxes that need cleaning, and before you ask, I get these from IKEA. I think they cost around £2.50 each. They're the perfect size for growing cordyceps, modular, stackable and super easy to clean because they don't have lots of divots and creases on the inside. They're quite smooth. On the left, I've got two shoe boxes which have caught some contamination. If this happens to you, don't panic, just remove the boxes from your grow room, take the substrate out and put it in the bin, and then clean the boxes as I'm going to show you in this video. These crazy looking grows here are from cordyceps strain that's hit senescence. That means the mushrooms aren't producing much yield anymore, and the few fruits that do pop up are a bit mutated. If you're not familiar with senescence, it's when the mycelium gets too old, cell replication starts to break down and you end up with deformed or weak growth, and it's very common in cordyceps. First thing you're going to do is just remove the substrate blocks from the containers and then just pop them into the bin. Here you can see where the mycelium and the substrate have stuck to the sides of the shoe boxes in different spots. When you're cleaning out your shoe boxes or monotubs, this is exactly what you're trying to remove. You're not aiming for a sterile or fully sanitized container, you just want to get rid of all the debris and leftover bits from the previous grow before starting a new one. Your shoe box is never going to be sterile, and that's fine. As long as your spawn is clean, it should be able to handle any minor contaminants lingering in the box, but if you leave debris behind, you're basically giving contamination a head start over your mycelium. Best way to remove the debris is by using a bit of toilet bleach like this one here. You can use regular dish soap, but bleach is usually cheaper, and honestly it's way better for this job. It's literally made for breaking down sticky crap stuck on smooth surfaces. So just add a small amount of bleach to each box and then fill the boxes up with warm water until all of the substrate is fully submerged. Next, do the same with the lids. Submerge them in a larger container filled with warm water and a splash of bleach. Then just let all of the boxes and all of the lids soak for about 20 minutes. Right, now for the fun part, the tool I use to make this whole cleaning process more bearable. I have no idea what this tool is actually meant for because it would probably make a huge mess if you actually used it in a toilet, but for shoe boxes and monotubs it's a big time saver. Pour out the remaining bleach water and then remove any of the remaining debris using the magic tool. Make sure to get right into the corners of the box because that's where all the stubborn bits like to hide, and again, using a power tool to do this, the whole process is faster and a lot funner than scrubbing it out with a cloth. Next, I just stack them upside down on the draining board to get the water to run out from the inside of the boxes. Another thing this tool is really handy for is cleaning jars, but you've got to be really careful when doing this. Make sure to set the drill to the lowest setting if you're going to use this on jars, because right after filming this I'd messed around with the settings, forgot to change it back onto a low setting, and I ended up smashing a jar. So be very careful, it needs to be on the lowest setting if you're going to use it to clean out the inside of jars. Finally, I give the lids the same treatment, and then I let them drain out on the draining board, and then I dry everything off with a cloth so it's all dry and ready to go for the next grow.